Hello everyone and welcome back to my loft. Today we are going to be trying 5 Pinterest art challenges. So let's get right into it. This is the first art challenge on Pinterest that I found. And while it doesn't specifically say what the challenge is, I think I could interpret it as drawing an OC or original character in all of these expressions. But first we have to create a character to do this challenge with. Well, the challenge only calls for using the head of the character. I am going to design the entire character so that if we need her for another challenge along the line, we can use her. I decided to give her super curly hair and I'm going to outline her before I make a full body, and I'll probably color this first, pick out the colors I want to do. I have some colors picked out, so I am going to start coloring her. I'm definitely still working on my human anatomy, and the faces definitely look completely different. But you know what? It's fine. Let's just move on to the challenge. The first emotion I'm going to do is the neutral one. Since the emotion is neutral and not creepy, I am going to have her facing away from the camera, I guess you could say, just so it doesn't look like she is staring into your soul. I am drawing on top of something that is sticking out on the page over. Here it is, right over here, so some of my lines are a little bumpy since I'm drawing right here. Since I will be doing other challenges in this video, not just this one, I will be only doing 4 out of like the 8 that's on the pin, because again, I am doing other challenges too. But if this video gets a part 2, we can do the rest of the emotions. So that the micron doesn't smear, I am going to do the next one before erasing the pencil line on this one. The next one is angry, and I think I am actually going to draw her facing the camera so that it looks like she is angry at you. Now while this one's drawing, we can erase this one. Now that I've finished erasing and I drew shocked and happy, I'm going to choose my 2 favorite to color. I just kind of made her nose bigger. Anyway, my 2 favorite are shocked and angry, so I'm gonna color those. So here are all of my expressions. We have shocked, angry, neutral, and happy. I colored in shocked and angry. I think that those are definitely my favorite. I wish that it didn't smear. That's why I don't know how to feel about microns, because I really like the different sizes of tip, but I don't like that they tend to smear when I try to erase the pencil lines. On to the next Pinterest art challenge. The next challenge from Pinterest I will be doing is a OC Pause challenge. Now, if you don't know what an OC Pause challenge is basically in every category, and the categories are like skin color, hair color, is the hair curly or straight? On each category, you pause it, and that is what your OC will look like. If you're still confused, just watch, you'll understand. So the first category was skin color, and when I paused it, it landed on yellow. So my OC's skin color will be yellow. The next category was hair, and I landed on this. I'm not a hairstylist, so I don't know what this hairstyle is called, but it's cool. For hair color, I landed on orange. For the category scars/birthmarks, I landed on this. For the face category, I got this one. It looks really confused. For eye color, this one looks like one is grayish black and one is brown, so they have different colored eyes. For the outfit, I got this one. It looks kind of fancy, so maybe it is a school uniform. For the accessory, I got this one. It's like scribbles over their face, which I'm kind of upset about because I want to be able to see their one gray and one brown eye, but hopefully I'll make it work. And for color, I got black green, light green, and yellow. Now let's put this into an OC. I also think I came up with an idea of how I can show their multicolored, or their one gray, one brown eyes with still using this over their face. So I'll have this over their face, but then I'll have their eyes over that. So I think that'll work. I decided to draw in the style that was shown in the video because we all know what happens if I don't. I'm gonna start with the hair and face. Now let's do the clothes. I'm also going to do the accessory and the birthmarks. Now I'm going to outline. These are the colors I'm using, so let's get coloring. Here is my character all colored in. I did use a little bit of red for the mouth. Let me know if you think that's cheating or not. But I think they turned out pretty good. Let me know if you have any name suggestions too in the comments. Now on to the third challenge. I think I'll use this girl again for our next challenge, which is drawing a character with these different hairstyles. Again, since I'm doing multiple challenges, I am only gonna do 3 of the different hairs. So first, let's do their usual hairstyle. Yeah, that's the first one. To make up for the fact that I am only drawing 3, I will be coloring all of them. Next, I'm going to put her in a ponytail. Honestly, I also have curly hair and I always wear it down. I never wear it up like this. I mean, sometimes I'll put it in a ponytail, but not usually. Do you wear your hair up or down? I feel like I always forget adding the eyebrows. Like if I forget a step, it's the eyebrows. Lastly, I'm going to give her a hairstyle with bows and hair clips. For this last one, I actually decided against, I was going to do a side view, but I decided against it. I instead just make her face pointing that way so that we all of her hair, because I really wanted to be able to see a bow in the back with a lot of butterfly clips. There is my OC in 3 different hairstyles. Now let's go on to the 4th Pinterest challenge. I'm sure many of you have heard of the drawing every day for 30-day challenge, and it's usually something of the same subject every day. So for example, one time I did drawing a portrait every day for 30 days. You can go watch that. I did a bunch of shorts. I did a short for every day actually. Now in this doodle a day for 30 days, this video we're going to be doing all 30 days on one page, like at the same time. Now the first prompt is what I had for lunch. And I had a few things for lunch, and I know for sure that one of them was some baby carrots, so I'm gonna draw a few of those. So here we go, just some baby carrots, and I wrote down the prompts, and now on to the second one. I'm going to speed run the rest of these because I don't think you want me to slowly go through 30 prompts, so let's do it. The day 2 prompt was your favorite animal, so I drew a leopard gecko. The day 3 prompt was a book, so I drew that. The 4th prompt was your favorite stationery item, so I drew this silly pen. The next prompt was what I wore today. I wore like this sweater with jeans with ribbons. Anyway, the next prompt was a cup of coffee, so I drew that. Then it was flowers, so I drew a tulip, a rose, and a water lily. Then it was a stamp for day 8, so I drew a stamp. Next was my favorite treat, so I drew like chocolate ice cream with chocolate chunks in it. Then it was a car, so I drew a car. It was next doodle your name, so I doodled my channel name. Then it was a hobby you enjoy, I drew drawing. Your favorite fruit, I drew strawberries. A bee, I drew a bee stuck in a flower. Then it was balloons, so I drew balloons tied together with a bow. I drew the sun for the sun. Something you bought at the grocery store, I drew bananas. Your favorite movie snack, I drew popcorn with chocolate drizzle. And 19, I drew a mailbox. For 20, it was a boat. For 21, a symbol of your favorite season, so I did an umbrella for summer. Your favorite colors, so I drew a picture with my favorite colors. The next few prompts were a pig, a butterfly, and cozy socks. And then it was your toothbrush. 27, a pair of shoes you like. 28, a potted plant. And then for 29, it was a rainbow. For 30, a house. And lastly, for 31, a whale. I feel like the prompts were pretty random, so it definitely kept me on my toes. And I think the spread turned out really cool. Our fifth and final Pinterest art challenge is called Dice Roll OC Maker. So basically, for each of the categories, you roll a dice. For example, the category age. If you roll a 1 or 2, you make a child OC. If you roll a 3 or 4, you make your OC a teen. And if you roll a 5 or 6, you make your OC an adult. And it goes on the same for all the different categories. For the age category, I rolled a 3, which means my OC is going to be a boy. For the next category, I got a 5, meaning my OC will be an adult. For the next category, I rolled a 4, which means my OC will be a vampire or elf. Our vampire or elf is going to have an average body type. I think you can get where this is going. I rolled the dice a bunch more times, and each time it picked something about my OC. So yeah, and then at the end, I just had a list of all of the different characteristics my OC was going to have. First, I drew his head, making sure it had everything it needed to. Then I sketched out the full body, and so far, it's looking better than the last time I tried to draw a body in this video. I gave him some formal clothes like the dice told me to, and I was ready to outline. Wait, I forgot to draw the hands. Let me draw them and outline them real quick. And then it was time to color. I must say, this is not how I would normally design an OC, but I included everything that I needed to that was told to me by the dice. He is an average person with short hair, and he's tan with pink hair and brown or black eyes, and he has a ponytail. All that is included in here. Now that we've done all 5 Pinterest art challenges, let's go review them. First, we created this OC to draw her in all these expressions. Then we drew her in all these different hairstyles, normal, an updo, and her hair with lots of clips and a bow. Then we did a pause OC challenge to create this guy, not the style I would usually draw in. Then we did a 30-day challenge all at once, and honestly, I think the spread looks really, really cool. Then, last but not least, we did a dice roll OC maker and made this elf. Comment down below some names for these OCs, and I will see you all next time. Bye!